All right, it is Weather Impact live. I'm meteorologist Robert Speta, and I got a special guest with me here today. There's Crystal Moyer.
Hi. Thanks for having me. I've actually never been in here on a podcast, so.
Well, welcome. It's the funnest show of the day. I love this show. It's a little bit longer than, of course, the newscast. We're sitting here talking for like 30 minutes, but Crystal is going to join me for about 10 minutes here. We're going to talk about the Gate River Run. Not only the weather for it, but also what's happening downtown.
A lot of changes this year.
It is going to be it's going to be a lot of fun though. Crystal's running it. I'm running it. If you watch Zach and Cole, or also Zach Wilcox and what's Cole's last name? I always forget.
I knew. You should know.
They're both running it. You'll see them out there. Oh my goodness, that's embarrassing. And then we're going to talk about our weekend forecast for the First Coast across the Southeast, and even a look at some severe weather out there too. So yeah, well, not for us. We're gonna take a look at other areas for some severe weather. First, let's talk about the weather for the gate. There you go. Looks like the Gator Bowl is closed down there.
Yes. So there are already closures underway downtown. You've got Gator Bowl Boulevard and parts of Bay Street. You're looking live right now from the tower cam downtown facing the shipyards. And you can see those tents down there. They're already preparing for, when the start finish line, they have like a big party out there with a bunch of vendors and tents and things. So that's what they're setting up for right now.
Giving away free things you can grab at the end of the race. And of course, that's where your post-race banana.
We run for that free banana.
That banana. That post, if you know, you got to get that banana at the end of the race.
Yes, for sure.
The Orlick is right there. I know they're having some events going on too as well. But yeah, that's where the start and finish line is for this year. Before we get into everything closing down, I do want to talk about the weather real quick about this because it is going to be muggy. It's going to be a bit humid out there. So drink plenty of water. Make sure you're staying hydrated. I think that these mid 70s, Crystal, are going to sneak up on people, especially near the end of it, because we
feels a lot hotter than you think.
Yeah, like
nasty.
The last big run, of course, is a 5K every weekend. Crystal's been joining me at Park Run Jacks. That's a lot of fun every weekend.
It was like moist and humid. The last time we were there, rained a little bit too.
It was just sticky.
Yeah.
But it was like in the 50s.
Okay. So this is definitely
this is moist and humid in the 70s, and I think that's going to be is more of almost a summer type run.
Yeah, for sure, but that's okay. Once you get to the top of the Hart Bridge, it's going to be breezy. You'll be enjoying that last mile,
and then downhill. It's still like another mile, but still.
You're not done yet.
Yeah. So let's talk about, make sure you're staying hydrated. They do have water stops every mile.
Oh,
right?
There's water stations out there, so you don't have to worry about that. And what's cool about the Gate River Run is the community gets so involved. There are stations all throughout San Marco and St. Nicholas, unofficial stations, I will say. Just pay attention if you're running. There are water stations, and there are, quote, not water stations.
Like during the Donna, people were like announcing, this is the Gatorade, this is not Gatorade. If you know what not Gatorade, they're adult beverages.
If you want to partake, they will be there for you. Not at the hands of the Gate River Run folks, at the hands of those community members who are just trying to have a good time and do their tailgating out there.
Well, it's going to be a blast. Even some people here that work at First Coast News are going to be on the side there cheering everybody on. If you see myself or Crystal out there,
say hi.
Yeah, say hi.
Give me a high five. I'll be struggling, so we'll take off.
A little power up, a little extra boost.
Yes.
Now, this is the official map from the Gate River Run, talking about where the start and the stop line. This has moved from last year. Now, you said since 2012.
Yes.
So what's the big change up this year?
So typically it's closer to the stadium, literally right when you come off of the Hart Bridge. Typically, it would be like a half a mile or a little more than that coming to the finish line. But now it's been moved up, with all of that construction with the Stadium of the Future over at Everbank Field. They've moved the start and stop line there at the shipyards. So I want to say it's about a half mile of a walk out there. So when you come off the Hart Bridge, just know that it's going to be a little bit longer until you hit that finish line. But you'll see there'll be a lot of signs out there. You'll know when it's coming. So I'm excited. You can see right there, I'll be in wave 3, purple, because that's my favorite color. So I go ahead and take that bib every year. Robert, you'll be
I'm in wave
starting
3
off.
as well because I'm slower too.
Look,
Like wave 1 is those people that are showing up and they're here to run.
everyone's a runner. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, if you look at the technical rules of the Gate River Run, you just have to have a pace faster than a 20-mile-per-hour pace,
Which
which is a walk.
if you're not a runner, you're thinking, oh, that sounds like fast, but no, like you're dragging. I
Yeah.
think the 20-mile, like the people that get cut off are the people that stopped and are having like a drink, like not walking and having a drink. They're like they're chilling and talking with their friends, and I
Yeah,
think
for
those are
sure.
this isn't like a serious cutoff type event, but there is a cutoff because it is a
Oh,
city
not a
and
20-mile-per-hour. It's a
20-minute
20-minute mile.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
20 miles per hour, you're hauling.
I don't know if anybody's
20-minute
running 20 miles
mile.
per hour. A 20-minute mile. I'm glad I corrected myself there. Yeah. So if you're a walker, this is a great opportunity for you to get out there, get on the bridges. Usually they never shut those down. So you get a different perspective of Jacksonville, which is one of the cool things about the Gate River Run. But it's just a fun time. More than 20,000 people will be out there. If you haven't registered, unfortunately, it's been shut down. It's been sold out. But we definitely encourage you to come out and just cheer everybody on. Again, it is a party.
You can still come out and check out all the vendors and
for
everything
sure.
there.
That's all free. You don't need anything for that.
I mean, it's a good time. And they have bleachers set up. I know this because it's right across the street, the finish line here from First Coast News. They have bleachers set up so you can like just cheer everybody coming in.
Go cheer on the pros. They'll be done real quick.
Oh, yeah. And then you can cheer on the pros. And then you can go hang out with the vendors, get some food, and then you can come back and watch us come in.
You'll have plenty of time to do that.
So we'll make it through, you know. So let's talk about this. This is a start. Goes in 4 waves right there. A little bit closer to the Main Street Bridge, so you're gonna have a little bit of a shorter time to warm up, but all that road is closed off. So Crystal, and also, by the way, and I read your article on this, Crystal's article at firstcoastnews.com kind of goes through all like the big points here if you want to read through. But take me through the race course here and where you're going to be heading and what roads are closed for anybody that's traveling around downtown.
Yeah, it's a major traffic impact alert every single year. So as of right now, we are already dealing with some closures as crews are prepping, as we just saw with the shipyards area for the race. So right now, Bay Street is closed, and this is going to be between A. Philip Randolph all the way over towards Liberty Street. That's the red that you see there, and that's where that start and finish line is. Now, that race is going to head towards the Main Street Bridge. The Main Street Bridge will be closed Saturday starting at 7:45 through 9 a.m. And then it heads over towards San Marco. This is where we start getting into the communities and where people are sitting outside of their houses with booths for the racers. So some of the closures there, and they're partial closures: River Place Boulevard, Prudential Drive, San Marco Boulevard, River Road, River Oaks Road, Hendricks Avenue. You can expect partial closures between 8 and 10 a.m. And then things shift east towards St. Nicholas, and you can expect partial road closures between 8:20 a.m. and 11 a.m. And that's Atlantic Boulevard, Homesdale Road, Nicholson Road, Olive Street, and Gay Avenue. Now, this is where things start to ramp up. That's when you start to make that trek up the Hart Bridge, the Green Monster, we call it. So the Hart Bridge is going to be completely closed Saturday between 7:45 and 11:30 a.m. And this is when you're nearing the end, folks. You're getting towards Everbank Stadium, back downtown. Closures already underway for Gator Bowl Boulevard between the Hart Bridge to A. Philip Randolph, and that's going to be closed through 2 p.m. on Saturday. And we have some fun facts here. If you head to firstcoastnews.com about the Green Monster, the Hart Bridge. Of course, it's called the Green Monster, Speta, because it's green.
Hey!
I do have
actually
some facts.
Somebody asked me that today. They were like, "Why do you call it the Green Monster?" I think
It's big and green.
It's big and green.
So let's get to some of the parking that we were discussing. Parking is available downtown. Of course, the street parking, a lot of that will be free if you can find a spot. So the downtown sports complex lots and garages will be open as well. Just make sure you have money with you. Have that card because you'll have to pay for parking there. Now, there is a free shuttle service, and that's for the tailgaters and the Cypress lots. Now, that's going to be on Talleyrand near Everbank Stadium. What's not going to be open is what Lot J. Lot J will be closed. Lot P will be open, but here's from an insider perspective, Lot P is further away than downtown street parking. So if you're trying to
Mm.
figure out like where do I park so I can be closer to the start and finish line, the downtown area street parking is going to be your best bet. The St. Johns River taxi will also be running starting at 6 a.m. on Saturday. They're going to pick you up from the South Bank from one of the hotels there. I'm going to get that hotel for you right now. And then it drops off right at the shipyards. The cost is $20, but that'll get you to and from the downtown area all day. So maybe if you want to go back to your hotel, change, go back downtown, it's really a beautiful view to take the
Mm.
St. Johns River taxi. I've done it many times getting to and from the Jags
And
games.
I mean, that's just a nice ride going across there.
It
It
is.
just especially after you get down the run, you're gonna going across there. It's gonna be a nice, cool little breeze on you. Be perfect way to wrap up the whole event here.
Yeah, and they're super nice. The family that runs the St. Johns River Ferry, they pick up at the Doubletree Hotel. That's at 1201 River Place Boulevard on the South Bank. Of course, there's a lot of parking options out there in San Marco, and then you could just walk there. And it's a really gorgeous trail on the South Bank, too. You'll just wait, the ferry will come, and it's going to continuously be going back and forth all morning long. So you won't have to worry about anything if you take that.
But I think the big thing is get there early, and it's gonna be a blast. From years past, is fun. We actually have a video from what was it last year?
Last year.
Can we roll that video? This is Crystal took it. So Crystal, walk me through what's going on here.
This
looks
is what
the
it's like
start.
sitting in your wave. Just people everywhere. This is the starting line where I start to run there. And it's just incredible to see how many people every year from all over the world travel here to Jacksonville for the Gate
I
River
love
Run.
the flag up there.
Yeah. And
Oh, what is happening here?
chafing the dream. The signs that you see along the routes, I mean, people go all out every single year to cheer on those runners. And they're just hilarious to read if you're ever feeling kind of down. This kind of picks you up. People dressed as flamingos, people saying, oh, like, hurry up, go random stranger. This is mile 4. And like I said, there are some not water stations. This was a tequila
What
banana
tequila
bar.
banana bar?
They give you a banana and a shot of tequila.
Oh, there's a big poop with a
Yep,
Santa hat.
giving out stickers. I still have that sticker. And some fun facts that they put on these posters. Did you know 1 in 400 runners poop themselves?
I did see the "Don't fart, it's not worth it"
Yeah,
sign.
I was not one of those last year. But it's just a lot of fun to see how excited people in San Marcos, St. Nicholas, they are every year giving out drinks, giving out food, giving out fruit, donut holes. Some of them have their sprinklers on, or maybe they have the water hose. So if you're feeling hot, you just kind of run under the hose there. But so much support from the
I'm
Jacksonville
sure
community.
it gets ready for this. So is this what the Green Monster here?
Yes. So that's when you start to walk. For me personally, the first year I did it, I learned real quick. Walk up the bridge, run
Ugh.
down the bridge. But look at these views that you
Woo!
get. You know, they shut down the bridge for you. I stop, I take a bunch of photos, I hang out there on the bridge. It is so much fun. People are willing to stop and take pictures of you if you want, to get a photo. It is a great time. Really brings the community together.
Oh, and that's one reason why I love these type of big runs. It's not just you go out there. There are people that go out there for the time. It's the biggest 15K in the country.
Mhm.
But you also, especially if you're from Jacksonville, even if you're just a casual runner, you get to go through these neighborhoods that maybe you might not be running through on a regular basis. You get to see people, you get to see the community out here, and you get to go over things like the Heart Bridge and enjoy it there.
And there are bands all throughout the route. So
Yeah.
they'll be playing music. I usually stop
even
and I
need the
dance a little
headphones.
bit. Yeah. So take the headphones off and really just take it all in, because it really is. And I can't wait for you to run this, Speta, because it is an experience. It really is for everybody, whether you're running it for time, whether you're walking, jogging, got your kids with you. It is an experience.
Yeah, and this is my first time running it because the last 6 years I've been here at First Coast News. I've always worked Saturday morning, and finally I'm not working on Saturday. I've always covered it,
Right.
so it always looks like
You're
so
like,
much
I
fun.
want to get out there, boss. Let me off for one
Let's
Saturday.
go. I want to stop by Intuition. That
Yes.
doesn't look like they're pouring water
They
there.
were giving out beer. It is There's a lot. There's a lot going on out there. Sometimes it could be a little overwhelming, especially when you start because you have such a large group of people starting at the same time. But then things start to spread out a little bit and you really get to enjoy the sights and the sounds of Jacksonville.
Woo! We're excited for it. And let us know in the comments section here if you're watching us on any of our social media streams, if you're going to be running this, if you have any specific questions or anything like that. But the weather is going to be looking great for it. That's the good news. I don't expect any storms.
Dress
or anything
lightly.
like that.
This is not the race, especially with the weather that you've been talking about, to wear layers. You'll kind of, from the get, you'll be warm.
Yeah,
You'll be fine.
We're not worried about a cold start. And no, you're good. You're good. So with that said, thank you very much, Crystal, for stopping by.
This was fun.
You can come back anytime.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
I'll see y'all at the race.
We're gonna go to a quick break here, and we're gonna come back and take a look at that forecast, not just for the Gate River Run, but everything else going on here across the First Coast and the United States as well here.
The First Coast News Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Had the umbrella in the back seat, the rain jacket ready to go.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
Let's get some breaking news we've been following overnight.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. First Coast News Plus, complete coverage of your local news, weather, and more.
We have new details about a heavy police presence in Jacksonville Beach.
Driver fired gunshots along the interstate today, prompting a police chase.
Breaking overnight, police are investigating an officer-involved shooting.
Breaking news, a major crash on I-95.
Routine controlled burn got out of control. First Coast News was the only station there.
Stream extended coverage on First Coast News Plus.
Hey, welcome back. So, talking about the Gate River Run, but let's also take a look at a broader view across the United States, because you see this rough weather across parts of the Midwest through the Mid-Atlantic states. In fact, just last night, we had multiple reports of tornadoes across Oklahoma and over towards northern areas of Texas and into Kansas. The same system has also brought severe weather further towards the east. Already in Texas, or not Texas, Ohio, excuse me, we've had some severe flooding. In fact, I want to show you some video out of Ohio where significant flooding, you can see right here, causing river level rises. Big thing is this persistent heavy rainfall they have been getting in this area. And it is all due to this kind of same setup, this interaction between colder air in the north. We have this warm air in the south. It's a springtime weather pattern, and it's really brought that heavy rainfall across this area. So that is from the system that's actually just moved off the eastern seaboard. And now we got another one that's developing. As I mentioned, it's brought those tornadoes into parts of Kansas and over towards Oklahoma. That's going to be shifting even over towards the Midwest, including places like Ohio. Does have that severe weather threat continuing there too. So lots going on out here across this area. So let's come back to our graphics here and just take a look at the broader picture, because here in Jacksonville, and it's important to know, because if you're specifically curious about what's happening on the First Coast and you see all this weather towards the north, you're thinking, well, why does this matter to me? Well, it's because this front is staying towards our north. And as long as it stays towards the north, we're going to be kind of caught up in this warmer weather pattern. Makes for some beautiful sunrises with a nice warm start to the day. Here on Friday in Jacksonville, Florida, we have 84 degrees for the high. Saturday, we're even going to be getting warmer up into the mid to high 80s. Taking a look at our future cast, some afternoon showers are possible, but they're mainly going to be staying isolated here on Friday. But let's look ahead into Saturday. Not much going on. It stays warm. It stays dry. That includes for, yes, the Gate River Run there. A nice Sunday afternoon, you can get some showers that might build in as moisture starts to pull in from the south and west. But in general, mostly dry with a high of 85. For those on the First Coast, though, of course, the Amelia Concourse d'Elegance is going on. This is a really fancy car show. I think that's one way to put it. And you really want dry weather for that. And it does look like, at least on the beaches, it's going to be mostly dry. Maybe Sunday evening near the end of the car show might see some moisture work its way in from the west. But Saturday is going to be a beautiful day. Temperatures are cooler at this event, though, because it is right along the coast. And along the coast, we are seeing a modifying effect coming in off the ocean. So that is something to also remember, is that I've been seeing these 80s, but anywhere along the coastline of Georgia, Florida, it is going to be a lot cooler because the ocean temperatures are still into the 50s to lower 60s. Taking a look at your rainfall expectations, though, today, some areas inland, it stays dry on Saturday. Sunday, we could see this hug a little bit closer to the coastline as moisture starts to pull in from the south and west, while it stays mostly dry for Monday and over towards Tuesday, all thanks to this moisture shifting in from the winds from the southeast towards the southwest. And there's that front I was talking about that's already bringing the messy weather towards the north. It starts to edge its way further south, but in general, we're kind of staying south of that. And that means we are going to stay in this stubborn southerly weather pattern, which is really incredible for early March. In fact, the record for Saturday, 89, record for Sunday, 86, and we could be at or maybe breaking the record on Sunday. And same for Monday. We're going to be up at these just very warm temperatures, an exceptional weather pattern here with this high pressure ridge remaining in place south of that stationary front just towards our north. So with that said, here's a look at the extended outlook. We're staying into the mid to high 80s here Sunday, Monday into Tuesday. Yeah, looking pretty nice. Although, as I mentioned, out at the beaches, it is going to be relatively cooler. Now, our next round of rain, that's going to be a bit more widespread, probably won't be arriving till Thursday, more than likely in the Friday, which is problematic because that is the start of the Players' Championship here. Of course, any golf enthusiast, you know what's going on. The Players, of course, here upcoming this week. The events do kind of start throughout the week. Military Appreciation Days on Tuesday. Ludacris is playing for that. But the actual tournament starts on Friday, and it does look like there is going to be some rainfall for the tournament itself. So something to look at as we go ahead through that extended forecast. Got a few more minutes here, and I got some other things I do want to talk about. One being the current state of the ENSO, the El Nino or La Nina in place. We are fading away from a La Nina right now. We're ENSO neutral, and it does look like we're going to be going to an El Nino, which means more than likely a lesser than active hurricane season. But always remember, it only takes one. But that was the newest updates just come out, and it does look like we got an El Nino kind of alert in place at this time. It also does mean typically more than active severe weather setups, especially during the spring season, which we have, as I mentioned, already been seeing out here with these storms rolling across the United States. One more thing I'm going to show you before I let you go here is out of Massachusetts, because this is incredible. So we're talking about, it's still cold in the north. We got some frigid conditions, but I want to show you some video of somebody who fell overboard and got caught between two ships. And this scares me because I was in the Navy and I've gone across these gangways where you're like, all right, like, if I fell, this would be a bad day, but they thankfully rescued this man. And that water temperature is only just above freezing. And they were able to pull him out from there. Oof. That is some scary stuff, because even though in the southeast we are still into the 80s, up there water temperatures continuing to be into the 30s, and air temperature into the 30s. Did have to go to hospital, suffered a little bit of a hypothermia there, but scary stuff. Oh my goodness, can you imagine getting trapped in between the boat and the dock there? Oof. But it's okay now. Got pulled out of the water there. Speaking of cold, let's go back to our picture here, and I'll leave you with this note before I let you go for the day. And well, just for now. We're going to have another Weather Impact Live coming up here at 4:30, but it is cold out there. How cold is it? Well, we just saw that video. It was into the 30s, and Jacksonville's into the 80s. How about Yellowknife, Canada? Woo! Minus 26. Frigid air. We still have that winter, but I think that the key thing with this graphic is it does show a very strong springtime pattern. We're off towards the north, you have these still frigid temperatures, while in the south, a very drastic and different contrast you have out here. Speaking of spring, don't forget this upcoming weekend is the daylight saving time. We're going to be bouncing forward here. I'm actually just trying to pull up the 7-day because I know that we have it on that. But we are losing an hour of sleep Saturday heading into Sunday. If you want to start a controversy in the comment section, I will just simply say, let me know if you are in favor or against daylight saving time, and would you prefer it to be standard or the savings time? So like which one? Daylight time or standard time. That always is a good way to start a conversation in the comment section. People get aggressive. People are very serious about this. So yeah. Let's see. Crystal also commented on our Facebook page here on that live stream. So if you have any questions or anything like that, you can go there, and I'm sure one of us will get to it real quick. Let's see. I've got 6 comments here. Let's see if I can. Well, it doesn't look like I can access them right away here right now, but I'll try to answer some of them for you if you're commenting on our Facebook page at this time. For now, though, thanks for stopping by. I truly, truly do appreciate it. And don't forget, coming up at 4:30, we have Weather Impact Live with Ross Muma, as well as 5, 6, 7, 11. We're always streaming on FCN Plus, which is great, right? You can watch the shows. You don't have to have the bunny ears on your TV or cable or anything like that. You can watch everything here on your phone and get the same exact information. It's not just me rambling, but like the actual newscast. So look forward to that. As always, though, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day, and good luck at the Gate River Run if you're going to be heading out to that. I'll see you there.